Jack is supposed to be in this meeting too. He deserves a little congrats on um, getting to be on the squad that won CIF, man. Um, St. John Bosco beat Mater Dei the other night. I'm not sure if you guys know that. It was quite the game. I was at it. If you guys watched it on TV, did you guys watch it? No.
Oh,
Oh,
It was a heck of a game. Um, Either team could have definitely came out on top, but Bosco ended up winning. But I was gonna watch, or I was gonna have us watch Bosco versus Mater Dei in honor of Jack, but he's not here right now. So with that being said, we can either watch that or we can watch some other high school tape, or we can watch NFL tape. I'll let you guys decide.
um, other high school tape.
Okay, MJ, any thought?
Modern Day Bosco.
Okay, let's go. Well, first half we'll watch what tape in particular would you like to watch, Wyatt? Anything in particular? Your own film?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, so for the first half we'll watch this tape that I have already up here, and then second half we'll watch your tape, Wyatt. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hopefully it's smooth for you guys as well. Not off to a hot start on my end, but we'll see how it goes. We will watch Bosco's offense first. Is it smooth? Oh, whoa, hold on. Hey now, give me 1 second. I don't know what just happened. Stop sharing the screen for whatever reason. You guys still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
Yep.
it smooth for you guys? Oh, nope. Damn.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good.
Not bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay. Okay, so Mater Dei played a lot of this exact coverage a lot of the game, where they would kind of have like this like almost triangle of defenders, with a man defender over number two. If they were in trips, which in this situation they are not, they're in 2x2. They have a tight end right here. But if they were in trips, they would stay in this coverage as well. They'd have a point man over number two, one high safety, and the isolated receiver would be one-on-one, oftentimes to an off corner, an off man corner. To me, this is very similar to just cover one. You could maybe be disguising it as three, or maybe it's there's your man-to-man giveaway, right? We see that defender go with the motion. We take the little hitch backside. I think this is a good play. I'm wondering if it's an RPO. Let's take a look here. See what the line does. They run block. So do you guys agree that this is a good look to throw the hitch out to the single receiver? Do you guys like
Yeah,
this
'cause
here?
he's off. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super far off. Let's go ahead and take that.
Yeah.
Right. Bosco did, man, you guys have watched quite a bit of film with me, and maybe you guys have heard me rant in the past, but there's been a lot of situations where Bosco has not taken advantage of the quick game. And this game, they did that. And I felt like, in terms of like from an offensive standpoint, it really helped them win the game. Most of their yards were from quick passes. Okay, so recognize this defense here. It's very similar to what we saw before with the 2x2, but now they've just brought that safety down, right? It's still one high. It's still one high. And what's that defender over number 2 looking like right now, Wyatt? What defense do we think he's going to play post snap?
I can't really tell by his eyes, but
What about by his leverage?
probably zone.
To me, he's staring. To me, he's staring right at.
Oh wait, yeah.
He's staring right at number 2. Maybe you can see it more clearly now. I'm not sure, but to me, this is man to man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the safety.
Oh no, just the defender over number 2 right
Oh
here.
yeah, he's in man.
So he's in man. He doesn't have any safety help, right?
Yeah, he's by himself.
He's by himself, so he's most likely got a bail. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's very likely we're and what are we seeing to the boundary side, the one-on-one side, MJ?
1-on-1.
Okay, so are we seeing a lot of defenders in a man-to-man technique, or a picture that is showing a lot of man
Yeah.
technique? Yeah. So
Yes.
I would be willing to bet that you're, depending on the route concept being ran, you're going to get man technique post snap. So they run drags here. They run double drag and 2 vert. So these guys are. That's what I saw. So in this situation right here, if we see this man to man, what's based on what we know now with the play call, I want to talk about what are we thinking next? We're also on the boundary. I'm sorry, on the boundary. We're on the hash, right? So the play side, or the 2 verticals, the trip side is to the field, wide side of the field. MJ, talk to me a little bit about what you're thinking, what you're seeing from this concept. How would you go about running this play? Would you make the same decision? Would you do something different?
Sorry, I don't know what he did, but I'd go.
So he
Like
throws
from the-
he throws it to the outside go. Maybe it wasn't clear on your end. He ends up throwing it to the outside go, the outside vertical. Based on what you're seeing pre-snap right now, what's your progression? How are you going to look at how are you going to read this play? Based on already what you know, what you see pre-snap. If you don't know,
So
say you don't
saying-
know. Huh?
I don't know.
Okay,
I
Wyatt.
don't know.
Wyatt, you got anything for me?
Maybe streak to drag.
Okay, so kind of which streak?
In this situation, probably the inside.
Okay, so you're going to go from 1 to 2?
Yeah. Is there a safety on the field side? I can't really tell.
No, this is
Oh yeah.
this is the one high safety. This is the one high safety.
Yeah, probably streak to drag.
Okay, so inside, so let's call this a seam here. This inside streak. Let's call that a seam. Okay, so you're saying seam to drag. Okay. That's not a bad thought. Do we like drag routes against man-to-man?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if they use their speed, they should be open.
Mm-hmm. It gets guys running.
And they'll get yards.
Gets guys running for sure. Okay. When you guys are looking at this defense right now, like, are you like MJ? You weren't really sure what your plan would be here. So, are you feeling confused on how to go about this? Do you agree with what Wyatt's saying? in regards to how he would read this in terms of like route progression?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
You're good. I said, is there any confusion? I'll reword the question. Is there any confusion on Wyatt's explanation of his, like how he would progress through these routes or this play?
He said he'd go from the seam to the drag, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you agree? Are you seeing it differently now? Any other thoughts?
Uh, I think I don't think that's too bad because that the outside go is probably the corner is probably gonna bail, and then that he's probably the strong safety over number two. He's in man, and if we like our guy there, then maybe we could go there, and if not, we can come back under to the drags. So I don't see any problem with that progression.
Okay. I don't see any problem with it either. What I would like you guys to pay attention to is like, okay, so we know that he's going to clear, correct? This defender over number two. He's going to
Yeah,
clear with that seam, yeah? So that potentially leaves us an opportunity to replace that zone that that defender is clearing with our drag. Is that kind of how you're seeing it, Wyatt?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I think it'll clear out for the drag.
I agree. I agree. I think the one thing that is, you mentioned earlier that you were kind of unsure about what that defender that I just circled over number 3 was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would look at, guys, is if you're remind yourselves, if you guys are unsure of, hey, one defender and what he's in, okay, what's he in? What's he in? What's he in? Right? Start to look at all of your other options and see if it gives away what he's
Yeah,
really in.
because if they're all in man, he probably won't be in zone.
Exactly. Right. So then that's going to give you a whole nother maybe that gives you a whole nother perspective on the play. Okay. If he's in man, well, he's following that drag. Right. Okay. Now I'm clarifying as well that over number 3, I don't think that he's in zone anymore. I'm thinking he's most likely in man. Now, what other defender could maybe impact the drag? Either drag.
That that linebacker right there in the middle.
This middle one, right? He might not blitz. He might not blitz. Right? They've got 6 in the box right now. They've got 5. They've basically got five guys down on the line of scrimmage. So potentially they could bring 6 and just play straight cover 1, like, and say me versus you all the way through. Right? The number 1 team in the nation, hey, they're allowed to do that. So it shouldn't be a surprise if they bring 6. Now, if they don't bring 6, who is that middle linebacker most likely responsible for?
The running back.
Yes, the running back. Okay. So the one thing we have to be careful of, especially if the running back sits in blocks, he's got one of 2 options. Do you guys know what those one of 2 options are? It totally depends on the play call of their D coordinator, but we can expect one of 2 things. One of 2 things. What are those 2 things?
Sorry, can I join on my laptop?
Of course.
Sorry, thank you.
Wyatt, do you have any idea of what those 2 things could be? He's either gonna do what or what? If the running back stays and protects and does not go out for a route, do you know what's going to happen? I can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
No, you're not.
Um,
No
I
worries.
thought I was unmuted. He could either blitz or drop back into the zone.
Correct. Correct. He can either blitz or drop back into the zone.
My fault.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. More likely than not, they they should blitz. They should blitz. I would say most defensive coordinators are going to advise their linebackers to bring that pressure. But hey, maybe he sinks into coverage. Let's see what he does here. He sinks into coverage. Right, so he acts as an extra defender to be able to jam those drags. However, I would say from the get-go, your best matchup is most likely this drag here. That's your best route in terms of this is just my opinion. Football, I always say, it's a subjective game. It's very opinionated, but I think that right now, in terms of like pre-snap coverage, who has the best advantage to win? It's going to be this receiver here. He has a defender that's an off man, and he is going to very likely not have any defender in this space here, right? It really depends on which way he goes, to be honest with you guys. And so I think that when I'm looking at this play right now, beginning of the game, just like MJ said, I'm really eliminating that outside go. I don't like that outside go against off man, field side go, very low percentage. Also, I want you guys to pay attention to this as well, because I was talking to MJ about this earlier in the week, or on Sunday, I should say. Is my thing, there we go. He's getting ready to throw the football right now. Okay. This is Pierce Clarkson, Louisville commit. What's he doing incorrectly right now? Can you guys tell?
Looking back too soon.
Yep. Best team in the country, making the same mistakes your guys are making. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So, fellas, this is why I am so freaking adamant about you guys getting on your guys about this. Because, hey, no offense to, hey, if this freaking video gets onto the internet, I hope for the St. John Bosco coaches go, wow, you know what? You're right. We got to get on our guys about this, because our receivers need to keep their eyes down the field and not think that they're winning 7 yards off the football. Right? That's not a recipe for success. So as quarterbacks, as leaders, this is something that is essential to the success of your pass game. Make sure that you guys are on your receivers about getting to their landmarks, their eyes not looking back too early, all the above. Look at the drags. Where are his eyes?
He's looking for the ball.
They're
Why?
looking for-
Why? We need to get across the field. We're in man-to-man. We're playing against man-to-man right now. We are not sitting in a zone. We are not expecting this ball to be like put over the middle of the field because we're sitting in backer windows. We got to beat this guy. And we got to pay attention to the traffic we got to get through. Because God forbid if I just boink and I run right into that guy and I get called for offensive pass interference or whatever. Our receivers need to be aware of their landmark. And that is up to us to make them aware of that. I love the drags against man-to-man. I don't really like the goes here right off the bat. I don't mind the double vertical concept, but I would prefer that to be mirrored so we can put the safety in a bind. There's no deep threat coming from the right side of the field, so the safety can just completely favor one side and really take away that seam. Do you guys understand that, what I just said?
Yeah.
So if you have a concept like this, like, you know, for me, that's not like, I don't really know what they're reading here. This isn't like I've never seen that as like a progression read.
Yeah,
That
I
concept.
can
But
even-
hey, maybe the routes were messed up. Maybe it wasn't the, you know, right play. I don't know. But
that
if you
could
got
turn
drags,
into-
go ahead. Sorry.
That drag could turn into a touchdown if you hit him.
Oh,
That's true.
1000%. 1000%.
Because most of the time they can't keep up with it. In
Nope.
man.
And also in terms of this was a freaking heck of a play, man. This kid made a hell of a play. I think this, oh wait, no, not yet. He catches another one of these and ends up taking it to the house. I guess foreshadowing, is that the right word? Of letting you guys know what's going to happen later in the game. Same exact route on quick game. I think Pierce completed 13 passes out of 26. That's not very many, right? It's not very many. A lot of them were quick game. Let's see here. We've got 2x2. A little bit of a different defense. Not that different though. It's just a different formation. We haven't seen 2x2 yet, but what would you guys say Modern Day is playing right now?
Man.
Man to man. Us versus you. You got to throw quick. And that's what they did. And
You said 2-man.
this is, I said man to man. That's what I said. Man
Oh.
to man. So did you say 2-man because you think it's 2-man, or do you not think it's 2-man?
I didn't think it was 2-man.
I think this is just one high.
Yeah.
This is one high, and oftentimes, guys, they would rush 5 and or 6. I'd say probably over 80% of the time they brought 5 or 6. They rarely only rushed 4. Well, too many people on the wait. That's a penalty, is it not? No. 12 men in the huddle.
Mm.
You guys see that?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a penalty, right?
Yes. Definitely.
Oh darn, man.
CIF refs.
Shoot,
I don't
man.
think it's
Who's paying who, fellas? No, I'm I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They don't really call it, I don't think.
What'd you say?
I don't think they call it all the time.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, shoot, number 1 and number 2 team in the country. These guys, you know, they got to be held to a high standard. They play at the Rose Bowl, man. I went to a camp at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
Jack got to play the Rose Bowl. I haven't even got to play the Rose Bowl. I hope you guys play at the Rose Bowl one day. Jack was so stoked, guys. It was pretty cool to see. I hope you guys get to win a championship one day. And now I can only imagine how Jack would have felt if he actually was starting and playing in the game. I really look forward to seeing that, because he's gonna be like, dude, that's gonna go viral, man, because he was amped. Back to film. We are in man-to-man. This is almost like a hitch. Let's see here. Hold on.
Smash.
So he runs like a little hitch, and he looks like he's getting ready to break in for a dig. But I love what the quarterback does here, because what do we know that this, like, we see one high here, regardless of if, hey, maybe, man, these guys are sick, right? They're disguising, and they end up playing 3. He ends up freaking buzzing out to the flat, right? They get NFL with it. He sinks over number 2 and just like they cover it perfectly. They don't do anything what you're seeing pre-snap. They completely trick you. But regardless, he's our key. If he has a dig and he has a little hitch, what kind of concept is that, guys?
Levels.
Yeah, it could be considered levels, maybe. I would look at it more of like a high-low.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's just me. That's just me based on, you see how outside he gets with his route? So he takes what's called a spray release. He gets really, really outside. And what does he actually do to the corner?
He brings them with him.
He almost sets a pick, in my opinion. He goes up and bangs that corner, and it creates a ton of space for this receiver to catch the ball. And he does a great job of just turning right outside and getting up the sideline.
That was a great screen.
I'm sorry.
He set a great screen.
Yeah, that's essentially what they did with the concept. So we've got the hitch and dig to the field, and then let's see what we have backside. Let's see if
What is that called?
the hitch and dig.
Yeah.
So how I'm seeing it is, okay, so Wyatt, I think you're, you know what, I'm going to go more on Wyatt's side. I think Wyatt's a little more correct than I am when he's describing it as like a levels concept. So he's got a hitch here, dig, and he takes somewhat of a spray release to get outside. Now, you could look at this as like high, low, right? Because if you had like let's see here, before I get into the levels concept, if the routes were switched, so let's say we had dig, hitch. How do you see that now, Wyatt? You still see that as levels?
I mean, maybe, but it's still like a high-low.
Okay, I would see it more of a high-low on this one compared to levels, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, if the routes are switched back to how they actually are, whoops. Now you're seeing this more of levels, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, so because the receiver takes more of a spray release, all right, regardless of whether he takes a spray release, but because he takes a spray release, it almost makes it a little bit closer to the high-low. Regardless, though, if we're reading levels or we're reading high-low, who's our key?
Outside linebacker.
Yep,
So yeah. Okay.
yep. So regardless of what he does, whether he plays a trick on you and ends up going flat, right? If he ends up going flat, we take the dig. If he ends up carrying with the dig, we take the hitch. Based on what we've seen pre-snap for the last few plays and how they play this little triangle here, what are we anticipating him doing? We analyzed the defense already earlier before we even started talking about all this. What coverage do we think they're in?
We think they look like they're in man, but they're in
We
three.
think they're in man. So we're really anticipating him carrying with this vertical threat by number 2. And that should give us a ton of confidence to just rip that outside hitch, especially with that corner playing so far off. And just like earlier, MJ, I had asked you, does he have any safety help? This field corner?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he does.
Where? Here in the middle? How many high safeties do we have?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. No.
Just one high safety. So because he had, and what's his leverage right now? Sorry, there's a lot of drawing. Does he have inside or outside leverage?
Inside.
So that should tell you even more so that he's going to be playing over the top, using the sideline to his advantage as an extra defender. And because there's only one high safety as well, he has to play deep. So all those things should give you that confidence to throw that outside hitch. And sorry, I know I was going to say what we had to the backside, excuse me, but it started pausing and I think I lost my train of thought. It looks like we have a 5-yard. He sits here and then he kind of, I don't know what's going on over here, but that's not that's not as good of a concept. I like the field side a lot better than the boundary here in terms of routes.
What was that?
I'm not sure. To the boundary?
Yeah.
If it's playing smoothly for you guys, I'll play it again.
It's all right.
He kind of runs like almost like a 5-yard square out with like a snag route underneath him. So number 11 runs a little square out, and then the number 1 runs a little snag. I'm not sure. Okay, this is a fumble.
You put the ball outside the hash.
So I think these hashes are
Oh, yeah.
the college hashes.
Yeah.
And so maybe they just didn't draw the other hashes. Uh-oh, fumble. Does Mater Dei get it? They do. I forgot about that. Okay, so unfortunately, we don't really get to see what their post-snap defense looks like. But based on what we see with our point men, what kind of matchup are we anticipating right here?
Mhm.
Man-to-man, how many high safeties do we have?
1.
3.
One. These aren't, I wouldn't count these as safeties. You could count them as deep defenders, but just how many safeties? How many high safeties?
1.
One high safety. Okay, there's one high safety. How many deep defenders could we have?
3.
We could have 3. Okay, so what I would look at this defense right now, I don't know anything about the post-snap look yet, but I would treat this as one high, potentially man-to-man, cover 1, or potentially like those corners playing more of a 3 technique, right? With the nickels, count these as nickels or dime defenders, extra DBs, that's all they are. Guys that can pass cover a little bit better and aren't as good as of tacklers. Don't overthink positions. Just look at them and go, that guy's a little skinnier and a little faster, right? He's a little better at guarding. He's not as good of a tackler. Don't overthink positions. But treat those guys as nickels or dime defenders. They're helping out with pass coverage. We're in 10 personnel, so it makes sense why they are in that personnel grouping. And they have those extra DBs on the field. Okay. We saw this as the first, or very similar to the first play of the game. Again, how is number 2 being played?
Man technique.
Man technique. And what are we seeing again? I kind of got on you earlier, MJ, to the field. Does that corner have help?
No.
So I don't give a crap where his eyes are. He's got to guard him, because if he goes deep, where's he going to go?
Deep.
Yep. Treat that as man. I don't care where his eyes are. He doesn't have safety help. And how is number 2 playing? Man to man, right?
Yep.
So they're not playing together right now. They're playing as one based on how number 2 is playing. Number 2, that defender over number 2, man, he's been giving away coverage all game. Let's look at our backside. What's his leverage, Wyatt? Backside corner, boundary corner.
Inside.
Inside leverage. How many high safeties are there?
1
So how is he going to play?
off.
He's going to play off. He's going to play over the top. I love my hitches. I love my outs. I love my curls. He might jump it. The receiver's still got to win. And hey, if he's getting antsy, we'll go over the top on him. And Bosco does do that later in the game. They take advantage of a pressed one-on-one matchup in the red zone. And they throw a fade for a touchdown. Guys, what do you see here? What coverage is this?
1 man.
I agree. That's a giveaway. What would be a great quick game concept for the field side right now after you motion and clear this defender out of the zone he was just potentially going to be in based on
Double slant.
double slant? What else? That's a great call. I like that call. What else? What even you're right on. It's another very close to a double slant. What could potentially clear this defender?
A streak.
Okay, I like that too. So streak what?
And then like a slant or something underneath.
Okay, what else?
How
else could you clear this defender? You said streak, you said slant.
Out.
Ooh, I like slant flat. Big time right here. Big time.
And you're both, yeah.
Because that little quick flat, that's just gonna get him right out of there, and that just leaves you all of this space right here to throw that slant against an off-man defender. That's like the easiest route to run.
Oh, he plays inside too, though.
He does. He does. But I still think that if he attacks that leverage aggressively and breaks flat, that's a great play.
Maybe even like a sluggo or something.
For sure.
I was thinking
For sure.
that too.
I want to hit the slant first early on in the game. Early on in the game, I want to hit that slant first, especially since our quick game has been working.
Mhm.
But yeah, if he's getting jumpy, I love that idea, Wyatt. Okay. So safe to say we know how they're potentially going to play us this game if we do this little bunch look, right? This stacked look, right? We've got a run play here. We are protected. Ooh, that safety is coming down right now. Are they playing run or pass here, guys? What do you think?
Run.
Hell yeah, they are. So far in the game, they've dared Bosco to throw the football. When a team is playing man-to-man against you guys, 6 in the box when you're in 10 personnel, so they're going, we've got guys here. Don't run it. You guys know who their running back is, right? Bosco.
Mhm.
He's a dog. Cameron Jones, number 20, this kid, he is a stud, man. He can really play.
Is that the sophomore?
He's a junior, I think.
Maybe?
I think he's a junior. Here's your quick game. And this is kind of like a little RPO here. They bring him down, and if he's got a slant, and they've got 6 in the box here, I'm counting him as being in the box. He's right down on the line of scrimmage. We got 6 in the box here. We're going to RPO with this slant to the backside. Are we reading him or are we reading him?
The one at the bottom.
One at the bottom, right? If he comes down, we rip that slant. If he sinks, we give the football, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Comes down, rip. Nice catchable ball in the, right in the body. It's a great throw. Great pass. Okay, we got a little bit of a different look, don't we?
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay. So
Nice.
let's see here. Gosh, they don't have down and distance? Am I tripping? Let's see if we can see from the back view. Ah, darn. Well, wish you could see the. You guys see the number? Looks like that says 1 on the sideline. Okay, anyways, regardless of down and distance. Let's start with protection. We are in one personnel. We are in one personnel. Yeah, right? There's a tight end in the game. Yeah. We're in one personnel. Am I tripping? That's 2 people right here, right?
Yeah. There's a tight end.
Okay. So how many let's start with protection. Are we protected based on how many guys we've done on the line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay. It's got 6 on 6. How many high safeties do we have?
2.
We got 2 high safeties. All right. Even though we have 2 high safeties, though, middle of the field isn't looking that good right now. I don't know if they're going to split and be super aggressive, but based on how the safeties are aligned pre-snap and, well, not sure if the middle of the field is going to be open yet. Let's move on to the corners. How are we looking at the corners right now? They're playing a little differently, right?
Zone off.
But they both have what?
Inside leverage.
They both have inside leverage. Okay. Let's see what happens with the motion. Okay, that's huge. That's a huge tell right there. What that should tell you right now is that they are in what? Man or zone?
Zone.
Zone. Okay, so why, MJ, why is that telling you that they're in zone?
Because if they were in man, that corner would have followed
Good.
with his man.
Good. Very good. So based on what you're seeing to the field side right now, to me, it looks like they're going to be playing kind of like maybe 3 or quarters. So they're going to be dropping, and he very likely could be your flat defender.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. And that's what kind of happens. See how aggressive he was to the flat? Did you guys see that? Was it smooth enough?
Can you
Yeah.
replay it?
Yep. Watch how aggressive he is to the flat. He ends up running a bubble. They like fake bubble and run.
Oh yeah.
Now, oh man. Look at that. That's just a good way to kind of add to your RPO. Let's go back really quick. MJ, you're a runner, so this is a Wyatt, you've got your scrambling on as well. You haven't busted a 50-yarder yet, have you?
No. I will.
I have never in my life either. But hey,
Me either.
one day. With
I
that,
haven't.
MJ has had a few.
Have I?
Some good ones. Okay, so let's see how they're reading this. Hold on now. So it looks like they're leaving this end. Yeah. But then he like goes back and acts like huh.
Maybe they meant to do that.
Yeah,
So,
I know. That's what I'm thinking as well. But
yeah, no way. He just let him through.
the thing is, though, is that if they double team, that's only 3 for. Ah, I guess it works. They end up shit. They block it really well.
I know.
Okay, hold on. So he goes up the field. They double team to. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. That's not right. He pulls for him. They double team to him. And then you got boom, boom. So this is like a QB power. It says QB pit. That makes sense. QB power with an X bubble. You got 6 for 6. You're good to go. It's a good play, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
You got 6 for 6. You got the numbers.
I like this play.
Yeah, I do too. Especially if you got Mateo, so he can really, that's a good extra blocker you have. If you got a good tight end, you want to use them. Tight ends are deadly.
Yeah.
Tight ends are deadly.
I wish we ran this play.
That run play?
Yeah. Because I didn't have a whole lot of QB runs. But maybe this year.
Let me. Here's one thing that I talked to MJ about. Maybe this is a good discussion to end the session on. MJ, well, hold on. I'll ask Wyatt really quick. Wyatt, did you play all games, all your games this season?
Did I play in all of them? Wait.
Yeah. Did you play all 10 games this season?
Yeah.
You did, right? Did
Mm-hmm.
you? So you didn't miss any game due to injury, correct?
No.
Okay. MJ, did you play all 10 games this season?
No.
Did you miss any games due to injury?
Yes.
How did you hurt your shoulder?
Running the ball.
Ooh.
How does your coach what kind of player does your hold on, maybe this is no, we can record this. What kind of player or what kind of runner does your coach oftentimes want you to be?
Go hit people.
He wants you to go and make contact, right? Go bang, right?
Yeah.
There's a time and place for that, fellas. And I think that both of you guys are phenomenal passers. You guys are phenomenal passers. You can throw the football very well. And you guys are continuing to learn how to do that at a very high level. With that being said, remember what position you are and what your main responsibility is. So there's a time and place to make contact and bang, and there's also a time and place to avoid the defender and live to fight another day. It's funny. I watched a video. I don't know if it was from this season. I think it was from this season. It was a little highlight clip of Tyler Lockett. You guys know who Tyler Lockett is?
Oh, yeah.
It was a.
Come on now.
It was a. Yeah, MJ, you can. It was a clip of Tyler. It was a bunch of clips of Tyler Lockett, and it was like a video of it had said something like, I don't think Tyler Lockett has taken a hit all season. And basically it was like clip after clip after clip after clip of him just catching the football, trying to make maybe a juke and realizing, nope, I'm not going to get up the field. I'm not going to beat this defender with my speed. I'm falling. And he just falls down. Defender just taps him. So we have to be smart football players. When you watch like Brady, when you watch the guys who are out there lasting a long time, watch how they brace for contact. Watch how they play the game, really. And MJ, I think you showcased this a little bit more so than Wyatt did this season. Wyatt, you just said, hey, coach doesn't call a lot of QB runs. Okay. Who are the who are the who are like the top 3 quarterbacks right now in college football?
Caleb
Caleb
Williams,
Williams,
Okay.
Bryce Young,
Bryce Young,
Okay.
um,
um, probably CJ Stroud.
Okay.
yeah.
Are those guys bangers?
No,
No,
What happened to Hendon?
he got hurt.
Did he bang?
Mm-hmm.
What about who's the Florida guy?
Oh, Richardson.
oh yeah, Richardson.
Man, he's got to be hurting.
Yeah,
And they will not be able to do that at the next level. It's just it's those guys like Josh Allen and stuff like that. Is he banged up right now, fellas?
oh yeah.
Dude. And it's what week is it? It's going into week 13.
Yeah, week 13.
Man, it's only getting colder and colder. Those pains are only getting achier and achier. They're not going away. You can only play that way for so long. So remember your main responsibilities and never be afraid to be an athlete, because those 3 quarterbacks you guys mentioned, the next thing are they all elusive?
Yeah.
Do they scramble and throw on the run?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Do they make plays with their feet?
Yeah.
1000%. But they're smart.
Mhm.
They're smart. You guys got anything for me?
No.
All right. Have a good rest of your night, fellas.
Thank you.
All right, Wyatt.
See you, Wyatt.
Good to see you. Thank you.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, dude? That's awesome that
So-
Coach Cash is going to help you with that camp.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It really
great.
is. But he came up to me today and he said, since you asked something of me, I'm gonna ask something of you. And he said he wants me to play DB
Mm-hmm.
and he wants me to be in all the DB sessions. And then he was talking about all these quarterbacks that went to Dominguez, who played quarterback, but went to college and didn't play quarterback. And then he talked about, when I'm not in at quarterback, me getting fly sweeps and all this stuff. And then we were texting, and he said maybe you might be a quarterback, you might be a DB, who knows? And he wants me to play DB since I asked him yesterday.
Ooh. That's a
No.
tough one.
I mean, I've been kind of I'm telling him that I don't want to play DB, but he's very persistent on wanting me to play DB. And I don't want to say no because he's investing a lot in me,
Sure.
and I don't want him to dislike me.
Right. No, I
Because
totally understand.
But I don't want to play DB. I don't want to play DB. I felt like he thinks that I can't make it in the next level as a quarterback. But I think if I continue to grow at the pace that I'm growing and faster, I think I will. I know I will. But I don't know, man.
Well,
I'm gonna go play soccer. US won today.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you got a shot. Something like the team.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. He's kind of like dangling the carrot. I think for the right reasons. I think that he's like really. There haven't really been quarterbacks that have gone to college from Dominguez.
There was this one, Jason Thomas. You probably know him. You know him?
No, I don't.
He went to NLV, and he started all 4 years there as a quarterback, and then he went to Cal.
When?
Oh, wait, no. This is a different guy. But this guy, this isn't Jason Thomas, but he went to Cal, and they switched his position, and now he's in the NFL playing